Well, let's take a closer look now with France 24's Cole Stangler. Cole, now the Democrats have clinched the House of Representatives. Where to now, and what does this mean for Trump's domestic agenda?
Well, it means really in a nutshell that the Republicans are not going to be able to pass their legislative priorities without Democratic support. Democrats now can block these major legislative priorities. So when you think about things like financing for the border wall, one of Trump's big priorities, think about things like cutting Obamacare. Republicans have talked a lot about this. It's not going to be possible with Democratic control of the House. The control of the House also give Democrats the ability to control these important committees. So the House Intelligence Committee, House Judiciary Committee, and these committees can be used to launch investigations. And that's something that Democrats have talked about a lot as well, is talking about Trump's potential conflicts of interest abroad, talking about the tax returns. These are things that Democrats can probe, and they can also have the ability to subpoena, key parts of information here.
Well, the Senate, meanwhile, remains firmly in Republican hands. What does all of that mean?
So the Republicans do maintain their control of the Senate. And one of the big takeaways of that is really their ability to nominate judges. I think when we look back on the Trump presidency, years from now, this could be one of the big legacies, Trump's ability to nominate dozens and dozens of federal judges. He's already nominated 84 that have been approved by the Senate thus far. The Senate has that power in the American Constitution. There are still over 100 district court judges that Trump could nominate, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky has signaled that they're very intent on pushing forward with this really aggressive agenda when it comes to nominating judges. And, I think it's also important to note as well that if you want to look at the kind of dynamic of the split House, or the split Congress, Democrats controlling the House, Republicans control the Senate, you can look no further back than the situation under President Obama, where you had Republicans controlling the House, Democrats in the Senate. You had Republicans being extremely aggressive against the president, subpoenaing all kinds of information in these committees. At the same time, a Senate that's protecting the president. That's a similar kind of dynamic we could see here over the next few years play out.
Okay, well, what impact then will these results have on the Trump administration's foreign policy?
That one's a little trickier to speculate, but it seems like one of the priorities Democrats have signaled here is they want to be a little bit tougher on Russia. So there's the ongoing Russian investigation into Russian meddling into the election. Democrats have signaled that they want to pursue a more vigorous investigation than the one that Republicans had and actually finished. So we could see that. Another topic of interest is potentially Saudi Arabia. The U.S. and Saudi Arabia have maintained very close relations for decades now. We've seen with the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, those ties really come under a little bit more scrutiny. And so it could be interesting to see whether Democrats try to really force, put some more pressure on this relationship. So things they could do potentially, if they wanted to, would be to block arms sales to Saudi Arabia. They could pressure the U.S. to pull back its support of the Saudi-led war in Yemen right now. But again, these are, it's important to remind yourself as well that the Saudi lobby is very strong in Washington, as anyone who spends time there knows. And I suspect we'll see some of these developments play out in the coming months.
Okay, Cole, thank you very much for that. Cole Stangler there.